In July of 2019, I embarked on my first ever solo travel journey, and I went on a Croatia Medsail, and it was such an adventure. I came away from my trip with so many new friends and so many amazing memories that I will cherish forever. This was truly a once-in-a-lifetime trip, and I am so glad that I got to experience this solo. On Medsailers, every day was new and exciting and a new experience entirely. On Medsailers, every single day was a brand new adventure because we would wake up in a new place with so many things to see and do and a whole island to explore. And of course, so many opportunities to fly the drone. I can't wait to share this amazing journey and my Croatia Medsail experience with you all. I hope that after watching this, you can all get a taste of Croatia and experience the true magic and what it's all about. I had so much fun on this trip. I hope that you guys can also have fun watching this video. And I hope that through watching this, you can experience the joy that is Croatia. Every single day, we had a brand new itinerary filled with adventures and different activities. We visited wineries, we each took it in turns to drive the boat. We also went cycling in a national park, and we spent many days out on the water and visiting some of Croatia's most beautiful beaches. The water at the beaches was some of the clearest water that I have ever seen. And the national park that we visited was just stunning. The water was beautiful and it was just so peaceful cycling around the national park. Croatia is a place that is so richly filled with beautiful scenery, islands, and history. I'm so glad that I got to tick Croatia off my bucket list, and I hope to one day return. This was one of my favourite days on the trip. We actually visited a winery in the evening and we tasted some amazing wine, and it was just so nice. And I even made a couple of donkey friends. I hope that this video inspires some of you to go and experience a Medsail. And even if it doesn't, I hope that one day you guys will go and explore Croatia, because it is just such a stunning place and you have to see it at least once in your lifetime. One thing that really surprised me about Croatia was that it is just so green. There's so much greenery everywhere, and also a lot of mountains. I kind of thought that Croatia would be more similar to Greece, but it's actually so different. It's like comparing apples to oranges. A lot of the islands that I visited in Croatia, although they are very similar in a lot of ways, they also have a lot of different things to offer. Medsail was an amazing way to explore Croatia's islands and get a great taste of the beauty and uniqueness that Croatia has to offer. Although I definitely feel as though you need more time to really take it all in and to experience the islands to their full potential. A week is just not long enough in this amazing country. Welcome to my Croatia Medsail. Hey guys, so I just arrived on my Medsailing boat, and this boat is called Santorini, and I just got back from the old town and I was just exploring and taking lots of photos, of course, but I'll show you guys this boat because it is so awesome. So this is the view from the Dubrovnik Marina. And this is the boat. Cool. There's some bedrooms, and then this is the kitchen area, the dining area, and this is my room. The bed's a bit of a mess because I put a bag under there because there's some storage under here, because it's quite tight, as you can see, and there's more in here. And then here is the bathroom. And you can pop this open and climb out to the deck through it. So yeah, very cute. So I'm going to be sharing this room with another female solo traveler, and I haven't met her yet, but I'm sure she's lovely.
You guys can go ahead, drink.
So our skipper was called Will, and he's awesome.
Hope you guys enjoy the week. I know you will, because I enjoy every week. Yeah, just enjoy it, have fun, and yeah, guys, welcome to Medsail.
Shively.
Dobro wieczór.
That's the one.
So
Cheers.
So dobro biče is like good afternoon or good evening.
We started off the week just by getting to know each other and having some bevies on the boat. Our first island was Sipan, and it is actually the largest of the Elefiti Islands in Croatia. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And I googled it and it's actually pronounced Sheepan. And how could you bond with a team without playing some card games? The first part of the trip was actually really rocky and I remember getting a little bit seasick, but it was no big deal. We ended the evening at a traditional Croatian restaurant and it was delicious. The following day was one of my favorites because we spent the morning cycling around Miljet National Park. And it is just so stunning. The only downside was that we just simply did not have enough time. It felt quite rushed, but I'm still so happy that I got to go there. Miljet is the southernmost and easternmost of the larger Adriatic islands of the Dalmatia region of Croatia. After our morning of cycling, we then had some lunch and we took off again. And I had the pleasure of driving the boat. I don't know why they trusted me either. One of the best parts about Medsailers was that our skipper would make us breakfast every single morning as well as lunch. So all we had to worry about was bringing our own food and drinks on board and buying dinner, of course. And I had so much fun driving the boat. It was just so relaxing and so fun. Next stop was Lambada, and Lambada is a small village which is located on the eastern tip of the island of Korčula. We then spent the afternoon relaxing at this beautiful beach.
Feel uninvited, left home in West LA, I'm not excited, so uninspired, on my way to play the bay while you're
and we partied the night away.
This girl's a wonder, she loves me, yeah, she needs to know I love her, I wonder if we'll make it through this summer, just wanna touch like back when you love me, love me, love me. Touch me, touch me, touch me no more. Why don't you love me, love me, love me. Touch me, touch me, touch me no more. Love me, love me, love me. Touch me, touch me, touch me. Love me, love me, love me.
The next day was one of my favorites because it was a lot more laid back and we didn't really have anywhere that we had to be. So we all just spent the day floating around in the Adriatic Sea and just relaxed. So after another day of sailing and cruising around, we then stopped off in the afternoon and evening at my favorite island so far, which is called Corgila. And this island was just beautiful. It was a lot smaller than some of the other islands, but it just had really nice vibes. So we just spent the afternoon exploring and walking around and sightseeing. And one of the highlights from this island was we climbed up a bell tower to this amazing lookout over the whole entire island, and we just watched the sunset, and it was just perfect.
Hey guys, so I am in Corgila and it is so beautiful here. I forgot my camera, so I'm filming off my phone, but it is just so amazing and I just wish I had more time here. We only have tonight and then we leave, but it is stunning, absolutely gorgeous.
Corgila was absolutely beautiful, and I think that's why it captured my heart so much. I honestly wished that I had a lot more time on this island, and if and when I come back to Croatia, I would love to spend 2 nights here at least. I was with a few girlfriends on this island and I ended up walking off and just exploring on my own terms, and I had so much fun because I just got to take it all in, and that is something that is so beautiful about solo traveling. You don't have to worry about holding anyone up or anyone else's agenda or time frame, and you can just simply walk around and just truly be present in the moment. And it's gonna sound funny, but we were really craving some Thai food, so my girlfriends and I ordered Thai food. So one con with Medsailers that I thought I should mention is that we didn't dock where all the other boats docked in the islands that we visited. So where all the other boats docked in just that last clip there, such as Sail Croatia, Yacht Week, all those other companies, they all docked in a central location to the islands, whereas where we docked, we always had to catch a bus or some sort of transport to get to where we had to be. So it was just frustrating because it took away from the time that we could have had in those islands. And I remember distinctly thinking, I wish I had more time here. This island is just so beautiful.
It's very narrow. This is cool. Wow.
There is a handle.
Oh my god.
So as I mentioned earlier, my favourite highlight from the island of Korčula was climbing up the bell tower, and it was quite a little bit of a walk up, but it was so worth it when we got there because we got to just watch the sunset, take photos, take videos, and just really appreciate the pure beauty of this island. It was really just a time to be present and to think of how lucky we all were to be there. I was absolutely kicking myself because I didn't bring my big camera to the island of Korčula. And the reason being was because we got told that we were going to go out to a bar, and my big camera is really big and bulky and heavy, and I never really take it when I go out because it's just another thing to worry about. But I was absolutely kicking myself when I didn't bring it because this island just blew me away. So unfortunately, the footage that I have isn't as high quality as what it could have been, but that just means I'll have to go back. So we ended the night at this really cool rooftop sunset bar, and the only way to get up is you have to climb up a ladder. And my goodness, the view and the sunset from up there was just incredible. So, some fun facts about Korčula is that the island is known for its dense forest, and the ancient Greeks called it the Black Korčula because of its dense forest. It is now known as Little Dubrovnik because of its medieval squares, churches, palaces, and houses. And there is a lot of Marco Polo symbolism all over the island. It has been argued by some historians that Marco Polo was born in Korčula. However, there's not much supporting evidence, although Korčula does have Marco Polo's supposed house of birth on the island. So we just sat and watched the sunset go down, and it was so beautiful. And the cocktails weren't bad either. So the next day we had the pleasure of waking up in Hvar. And Hvar Island is best known for its lavender. So this island is very, very rich in lavender. Hvar is also well known for its 13th century walls, a hilltop fortress, and a main square that is anchored by the Renaissance era Hvar Cathedral. And Hvar is also very, very well known for being a big party island. So once again, where we docked was actually quite far from the center of town. So we just spent the afternoon walking around and waiting for our bus to take us into town. So where we actually docked was called Vrbovska, and it was very picturesque and beautiful. And then we caught a bus into town and we had a look at this beautiful view. So where we were situated was right next to the hilltop fortress, and wow, it was such a stunning view. We then spent the afternoon and evening exploring Hvar. So this is the town of Hvar. Hvar was really interesting, and once again it was beautiful, just like the other islands. I did mention though that we did run into some bad weather, so whilst we were there it did rain a little bit, but that's okay. And in these clips you can see the cathedral, which is of the Renaissance era. I had a lot of fun exploring Hvar, and even though the weather was turning, it was still amazing, and it was so much fun exploring this island. And it ended up raining, so we took shelter and had some dinner. And of course, I got some sushi. Then my friends and I hit the jackpot by discovering this really awesome, cute little bar. This bar is actually rated as one of the top bars in Hvar, and it's called Boss Cat. And the really cool thing about this bar is that they make cocktails out of different flowers and things like that, and it's all organic, all pretty good for you as far as alcohol goes. And yeah, they're just signature cocktails. So basically they'll just make customized cocktails for you.
Woohoo!
Oh, and the dudes that work there are really cool too.
Do something cool. Yeah, something cool. Say hi. I said, want to say hi? Hi.
So after Boss Cat, we were then on to the next. And the hilltop fortress at nighttime is stunning. And we even saw some lightning, which was pretty cool. Croatia is well known for its vibrant nightlife and lots of expensive yachts. One can only dream, right? So the next day we went and explored a place called Jelsa, which wasn't far from where we were docked. And Jelsa is a town located in the middle of the island of Hvar, and it is mild, clean, and open-hearted to guests and travellers. And it was a pretty relaxing, low-key day, so we just went and grabbed some lunch after playing with this cute dog, and I got some mussels, and then after that we then went to a chocolate shop, and it was so delicious.
What's in these two? And then what about those at the back? Yeah. What do you think's nicest?
And then my favourite afternoon from the entire trip was going to the Horror Farm Winery in Starigrad.
You know
much?
Cherry brandy or honey brandy?
Oh, I'll try the honey one.
If you like sweet, go for honey. That's really tasty.
Thank you.
Which one's honey one?
It's so funny how clearly I can see you. You're never wrong and I'm never right, and you win all the rounds in every fight. That's why can't stand the day we always get in your way. You just keep getting your way. You just keep getting your way. Selfish, so I decided not to get in your way. It's time to do it my way, and that means getting away from you. You're selfish.
I don't know, this works. Is it recording?
You're selfish.
Yeah, the great one. Yeah, wait. Oh yeah, 28 seconds, yeah, go.
For its protection is because of the stone walls you can see all around. But these stone walls, they were built 4 centuries before Christ, and it was done by the ancient Greeks. But the Greeks, they actually arrived here because of some kind of a prophecy, and this is a legend, not a fact. Like, they will find the most fertile soil of all the islands, and they sailed, and they found it. But we have one huge problem. They couldn't plant a single thing. Our soil is full of rocks. Like first you need to take all these rocks out, you have to place them somewhere, so they would build the walls. And with the walls, they actually divided the plain. If you look at it from above, it's divided in 73 totally equal plots, and the borders are the stone walls. Like they arrive with 73 families, so each family gets the same shaped plot. Like for us,
So we spent the evening hearing about the history of Stari Grad, as well as enjoying some delicious food and wine. And one of the funnest parts was just running through the vineyards and just feeling like a kid again.
You're selfish.
And I'll tell you guys some fun facts about Stari Grad. So, Stari Grad is a town on the northern side of the island of Hvar, located in Dalmatia, Croatia. And it is one of the oldest towns in Europe. Stari Grad is positioned at the end of a long and protected bay, and it is positioned next to prime agricultural land, which made it very attractive for human settlement. How adorable are these donkeys? You can also see how rich in lavender this island is because it's literally everywhere.
You're selfish.
And we just watched the sun come down and look at that sunset. And after watching the sunset, we headed into town, into Hvar, and we all went out again and we went back to Boss Cat, that really cool bar, and had a fun night. So the next day we had a paddleboard race and it was pretty cool. And FYI, my team lost, sadly. So that night we had dinner in the same bay. We caught little boats to this cute little restaurant, not far at all from where the paddleboard race took place. And it was an adorable traditional Croatian restaurant. And I had a delicious fish soup and fries. If you're ever in Croatia, you have to try the fish soup. They do a really, really nice one. So as you can see, that's how close our boats were to where we had dinner. So it was pretty cool. And for dessert, I had chocolate covered figs and orange, and it was so delicious. So the next morning, Will made us a really nice fruit salad, and we headed for Supetar, which is another island. Because we did run into some bad weather, we actually stayed in Hvar and Jelsa area for 2 nights, and we ended up not following our itinerary completely and ending the trip in Supetar as our last stop before we ended in Split. And I really liked Supetar as well because it was quiet and peaceful and it didn't feel too overcrowded. And we ended the night in the best way possible with the entire crew drinking and partying and dancing. So after arriving in Supetar, we spent the afternoon walking around, restocking up on some food and drinks and just exploring. And I had such a good time on this island. So as I mentioned, this was the last stop before we finally docked and finished our trip in Split. And on this night, all of our med sailing teams got together. We all docked all in a row and we celebrated with some drinks and we just had a really good chat, got to know everyone from the other boats, and it was a really nice afternoon and evening. So if you guys know me, you know that I love to explore a new place, and I often feel guilty if I just sit around and don't go for a walk and explore. So my friend Daz and I went and took our drones and went for a walk. So this part of the vlog I was actually going to cut out, but it's just so funny. I was trying to be candid and I ended up tripping and falling over. So some fun facts about Supetar. It is a town on the northern side of the Dalmatian island of Brac. It's also been named the most beautiful small town in Europe. So then my friend Daz and I were being really spontaneous and we just kept walking and walking and walking. And I said, I think there'll be a spot like where we can actually fly our drones and get a really, really good shot. So we just kept walking so far away from where our boats and the rest of our team was, and we walked right out of town and we found this abandoned house that we actually had to jump like across this massive drop to get onto the rooftop of this house, because all the way around this house was a massive, massive drop. So Daz actually had to help me onto the roof, and it was crazy getting on because I'm so scared of heights, and there was a massive, massive, massive drop, as I said. So yeah, but it was totally worth it. Hey guys, we're on a roof! Woo! So from this roof, we were able to fly the drones and get some pretty sick footage. Woo! So if you guys like today's video, please like and subscribe and comment if you can, because it really helps my channel out. So yeah, thanks guys, and I will see you all in my next video. So the rest of the evening we had a lovely dinner, watched the sunset and had some beautiful cocktails, and it was just perfect. And our last stop was Split, and that video is coming soon. So stay tuned guys, and thanks for watching.